Would you like to know how to generate real estate leads on Facebook and close them and turn them into real transactions? In today's video, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be sharing a 3-step process that my clients are using to generate leads, convert them, and turn them into closings. Take a look. Hey everyone, Kevin Smullin with 2Q Lead Generation Strategies. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. What we're all about is helping real estate agents just like you generate more leads, set more appointments, and close more deals. So if that's what you're after, this is the place to be. Please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you here as part of our community. Before I get going in today's video, what I'm going to be, one thing that I want to make you aware of, one resource, is I recently recorded a training about the 4 pillars that are required for success with Facebook marketing. So make sure you go check that out. Down in the description below, you'll find a link that you can register for free to get those video trainings, and it is absolutely time well spent. Now, in today's video, what we're talking about is how to generate real estate leads on Facebook and the next step, how to take and convert them and turn it into tangible business. So it is a 3-step process, and I'm going to be walking you through that and kind of sharing some best practices and principles as well as results that my clients are seeing from the work that we're doing together. So with that being said, obviously, step 1 is we need to have some kind of mechanism, something in place that's helping us generate leads. So let me share my screen here. So this is an example of an ad that I run all the time. It's where we're marketing a listing with the intent of generating interest from potential buyers. Now, I've done tons of tutorials on how to do this step by step. That is not the purpose of today's video. So if you're wanting to learn how to do something like this step by step, I will put a link right up here that you can click on, and you can click on that and go and learn the step by step of how to do that. But basically what we're doing is we're giving enough information about a home, and we're withholding the price, the address, and the rest of the photos. That's what's giving people a reason to click on the ad, to fill out their contact information in order to get that information that we've promised. And then once they do that, there's a link that takes them to a website that gives them all the home information that we promised to give them. Now, if you don't have your own listing, you can always borrow a listing. And then what we do is we just put something at the bottom that says listing courtesy of so-and-so with so-and-so. Now, it's always a good idea to get permission. That way you can always make sure everything's across the board, as far as just being, on the up and up and nothing in violation of compliance. But again, where you typically run into problems is not disclosing the brokerage that you're a part of. And you also tend to get in trouble when you're using other listings without permission. So again, compliance is an easy thing. Just make sure you're doing things right. It's not that complicated. But the nice thing about ads like this is we are able to generate leads in volume. So like if I were to show you some of the results from my client's ad account, you'll notice if I filter, let me filter it by lead generation, and you can kind of see some of the results. So you can see like a lot of the results of ads that we've run. The last one, we were generating leads at $1.39 a piece, 176 of them, 83 on the last one for 360. There are some that are higher, some that are lower. On average in today's market, again, today being September 21st, 2022, the market's changed a little bit recently with interest rates rising, and it's kind of cooled off some of the buyer demand. But in spite of that, my clients, for the most part, are still generating leads around every $3 to $4 that they spend. So for every $3 or $4 that they're spending in marketing, they're generating a lead for that amount. Now, that particular client, in the last week, he's closed 1 deal, and he's got about 4 more that he's having appointments with and out showing homes. So in his case, he's spending about $40 a month, or excuse me, $40 a day on his marketing. That's the budget that he spends. So he's in the neighborhood of around $1,200 a month as far as what he's spending on Facebook ads. But again, for that, he's getting multiple deals that are going, right? So again, would you spend $1,200 to get a deal or 2 under your belt? Sure. I mean, those, assuming that, your closings are worth $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for what your commissions are. Again, those numbers make sense all day long. So that's the first thing, is you've got to make sure that you've got a lead that's being generated. Now, the second step of the process is all about the follow-up. Now, this is where most people, quite frankly, they just drop the ball and they don't do the things that are really going to help them convert the lead. So let's just talk reality first, right? When we're running ads like what you've seen on Facebook, the majority of people who are clicking on that and filling out the form and getting more information, if we're being brutally honest, most of those people are not going to be ready to do something right here, right now, today, right? They're in very much the considering options, looking at what's possible. Some people call it the tire kicking phase, right? Just kind of seeing what's out there and seeing what's possible. So the majority of those leads, here's kind of what we tend to see. So of the leads that we generate through Facebook, my experience is about 15 to 20% of them are bogus. They're going to put in wrong contact information. They're going to say, leave me alone, stop harassing me, whatever, right? The majority, so again, 15 to 20% are going to be more the bogus information. There's going to be another 15 to 20% that'll be more in the category of, I'm not interested, leave me alone, stop calling or texting, something to that effect, right? So now we're about 30 to maybe 40% of the leads gone already. I would tell you probably about 45 to 50% of the leads are never going to respond. They will not pick up the phone. They will not respond to a text message. So there's going to be 40 to 50% of the leads that do absolutely nothing. And so what that means is there's going to be about 10, sometimes 15% of the leads that do respond, that do set up phone calls or set up showings, or you're going to have some kind of a conversation with those people, right? So that's typically what I see. For every 100 leads that we funnel through our follow-up system, about a 10% response rate is pretty normal. Sometimes slightly lower, but 8 to 10%, that's pretty consistent with what I see across the board. Excuse me. So with that being said, you've got to realize that if your expectation of generating leads on Facebook, excuse me, is to run an ad like you just saw, generate a lead, make one phone call, and turn into a closing, I would tell you that is not even remotely close to how this works, right? Follow-up, nurture is the name of the game. And if you are not okay with that game, then frankly, what I'm describing to you, it doesn't make sense. This is not for you, right? If that's not part of what you want to do, then I would tell you this is not the way that you want to be generating business, right? But if you want to monetize what you're doing with your Facebook, you've got to have some kind of a follow-up system. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you some of the best practices that my clients use. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to post a link up here to a interview that I did a couple months ago with a good friend of mine, a client of mine who's been really successful at taking the leads and turning it into business. So I'm going to share that interview here just because that is best practices. But you've got to realize that with step 2, the follow-up, this is really where you're making your money, right? Generating leads just creates the opportunity. That's a lot of what we do for our clients, is create that opportunity. We can help them set up follow-up systems. That's part of what we do as well. And all of that is really just creating those opportunities, but it's the follow-up by the agent that makes things work. So again, if your expectation is generate a lead and do nothing and have it turn into business, again, that is just so far from reality. That is not the way that this works. The third step is all about what we call remarketing or retargeting. So a lot of my clients, we encourage them to use video. So they use video in text messages that they send as follow-up. Again, we're trying to get people familiar with you, right? That's typically the missing element as to why these leads, if they are interested, why they're not doing business with you, is they just don't have that level of comfort with you yet. We've got to be able to break that down. So videos are absolutely, in my opinion, the best way of doing that. So what we do is a couple things. Number one, we encourage text to message with video, getting people familiar with you. We can also record videos, and we use those with additional ads that we set up. So it's not just generating the lead where we're spending advertising money. We're spending advertising money to keep in front of people. And so what happens is sales is just a timing game, right? And so since we never know when the right time is for somebody, truth is the only way we can fix that is to be there all the time. And so we continually run ads to the leads that we've already generated, but that lead or that video, or excuse me, that ad has a very different purpose. It's about building trust. It's about building credibility. It's about getting people familiar with you. And so with that style of advertising, as they keep seeing you over and over and over again, in addition to the follow-up that you're doing, they're far more likely to take your text or your email or your phone call because they know who you are, right? That lack of familiarity has been broken down, and now they're more familiar and more comfortable with you. They feel like they know you. And that tends to be the missing element to get people to, again, have that desire to want to work with you when they have a home buying or selling need. So these are really the three core steps. And then with those retargeted ads, we also incorporate other audiences into that. So we take our clients' contact list and upload that and keep them in front of people. We take their website traffic and those ads go to those people as well. There's a lot of different ways that we do that. Again, that's all about custom audiences. I will put another link to that video series right there where you can learn about custom audiences. But frankly, these are the things that we do for people, is helping them generate the leads, doing the setting up the follow-up systems, having the retargeted ads running, so that it's building a system to be able to take the leads that we're generating and turning it into business. So those are really the three steps that I see my clients doing. It's the best practices that are helping them take the leads, turn it into business, and it's what's making their social media marketing very, very profitable. So that is today's video. If that was helpful, again, take a split second, click that thumbs up button down below. We appreciate your support. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Down below, there's the subscribe button. Right next to it, there's a bell notification. If you click that notification, you'll be notified every time we put out brand new videos. And we do videos like this all the time, pretty much every single week. Just tips and strategies to help you grow your business. Also, if you're curious about the services and the things that we provide, we'd definitely love to have a conversation with you about that. Down in the description below, you will find a link that has more information about the marketing services that we provide, where we do it for you. So if that's of interest, make sure you go check that out. That is it for today's video. If you, again, if you have any questions, anything you need, reach out to us, let us know. Otherwise, we will see you on the next video. Take care.